This trip to the lake is brought to you by North Country Marine and Motorsports.
Coming over this culvert, there's some pretty nice marks on the bottom, and they're suspended. When you're learning a new tactic, like I am right now with these blade baits, one thing that's important is to fish a location that you're confident in. That's why we're fishing this specific spot. Is every year during this time, I know I can come here and catch fish with your traditional jigs and minnows or Lindy rigs. So having the confidence in your location makes it a whole lot easier to concentrate on your new presentation you're learning, so you don't need to worry about, am I even going to catch fish? There's a nice mark right there. Let's hope we get this one. You know, one of the troubles with fishing blade baits is getting all tangled up. Now, one of the ways you can help prevent this and keep it from happening as often, so unlike a jig and wrap, when you want to let the line free fall and let your bait go down with ease, you got to keep these on a tight line and help it down to the bottom, because when you just let them fall, they fall straight in line with your line, and that's what gets them all tangled up and keeps you from catching fish. You can see if this one will work. Now, one thing that's important is what I like to do is play around with different sizes and colors. For about 5-10 minutes, I give each size and color the opportunity to try and catch fish, and if nothing's working, I change up, whether it be the size or the color or both. One of the secrets to fishing is the key to success is failure. You'll never gain confidence in a presentation until you try and fail and fail. You know, and after a few hours, like we've been out here for a good hour and a half, 2 hours trying these blade baits, and I haven't gotten a bite or a fish on them yet. So if you do get discouraged, go and try something else you're comfortable with and confident with. Like, I've got a big muskie rod with a big glide bait or a chatter bait on. You can go out and try and catch a big muskie. Or I've got a swim bait rigged up for some smallies, and a jig and a plastic minnow for pitching to shore for some walleyes and smallmouth. So if you get discouraged, go catch fish and then come back to what you want to learn. It's not about being out for one specific thing. Dedicate your time to having fun. Just went over a bunch of really big marks here by this culvert. You know, oh, that's a nice fish. I'm gonna bring this up halfway. You know, even though you're not confident in the presentation you're using, fish in a location that you are confident at, where there are fish and that you know you can catch them. You know, that's one of the great things about spots like this, is there's numbers of fish, big fish, but you also don't know what you're gonna catch. Like the lake we're on, there's walleyes, pike, muskie, smallmouth, even perch. It's important to play with your color options too. I was just ripping a fire tiger blade bait, now I'm gonna switch to more of a shad color. You gotta play around with your options until the fish tell you what they want. Oh, here we go. Make sure he's still on. There we go. So while we're ripping blade baits and rattle baits, trying to get a reaction strike, I'm also dragging a big Lindy with the creek chub behind the boat. For a dead stick presentation. That's a nice size eater walleye. How fun is that? Remember, it's okay to have one presentation that you're comfortable with while you're learning a new one, like a Lindy rig on a long leader with a creek chub. That's a really nice size eater. We're gonna throw him in the live load. Take him home. And again, you never know what you're gonna catch, but you'll have a good time. And another big thing mentally is don't get discouraged. I mean, we've been out here for a good hour and a half, 2 hours trying this, and we've only had a bite on a creek chub behind a Lindy rig. So just keep trying and have confidence that you will catch fish. You know, what's important when you're learning a new technique is to play around with different lure options, but also play around with your different reel, line, and rod options. You know, I was just using bait casting rod, medium heavy 7-foot with 20-pound braid. So I'm gonna switch this over and start throwing a rattling bait like this Rapala Rip and Wrap on a medium power spinning rod with 15-pound braid. So play with your different options and see what best suits you and what you're more comfortable with. And with your lure options, keep changing up until the fish tell you what they want. Well, we caught some fish today, but on a Lindy rig with the creek chub and not any of these blade baits. That's what it's all about. You're not going to succeed with a new tactic every time you try it out on the water. You're going to fail and fail, and when you catch a fish, you're going to succeed and try again. Just because we didn't catch any fish on this though, doesn't mean I can't go out for some muskies.